of CSC Broward is not of one organization. It is not even the story of many organizations. It's the story of thousands of dedicated individuals who live and work in Broward County, each bringing her or his own unique lived experiences and strengths to the table to make a positive impact, one person or one family at a time, over time.
Sometimes we have to lead, sometimes we have to follow, sometimes we have to get out of the way. Sometimes it's just bringing people together to talk because they've never spoken to each other. It's not about CSC getting the credit, it's not about you getting the credit or you getting the credit. If we're all involved, we all get the credit.
I mean, I think CSC has, the sympathy of our community and a lot of things that we're going through, but when I say they have the resources, we don't look at just, the basic services. We look at out-of-the-box approaches. And I think that's what actually helped me get through a lot of times. It's not just, okay, I need to give little Jarvis, therapy every day and talk about, the same trauma that he's facing, how to get through it, but maybe, soccer, basketball, or yoga or something like that can be more relaxing and more resourceful. So when I say CSC has the resources, they look at different approaches to how they can work with not only just Jarvis, but the whole family, dynamic. Like I said, I can't, how can I help Jarvis, help his special needs brother, but also help his father deal with the trauma. And so if I help the father be properly able to cope, then the siblings are able to feel more at ease.
And these young families are receiving the services that help to, maintain just a balance in their lives, whether it's helping with housing, with healthcare, with mentoring, all different kinds of things. I just think it's hard to just even, to me, recognize the total breadth of this program and the impact it's had. It's just one organization, one agency after another, and I just think about it. Where would we be? Where would we be without this?
The Children's Services Council also backed up that funding and augmented it, and so being able to make sure that you can create opportunities for kids in high school right on the cusp of being able to choose the path that they're going to travel down in life and maybe get them on a path of much more likelihood of success. That combination, and see, that's the thing, is the Children's Services Council really has enabled us to bring to bear all of the resources from the county, from cities, from the federal government, from the state, and the Children's Services Council. Because, and this is how we sold passing the Children's Services Council to voters, is that when you had a dedicated revenue source, you were able to leverage other funding.
You have to have the self-awareness, the humility, and the commitment to community to believe that if given the right chance, people will help you help themselves. The idea that if given the right opportunity, many of the families that we are claiming to care about and serve will be empowered to solve their own problems is something that needs to be repeated as often as possible.
Well, when a single mom, a low-income family, now takes for granted after-school programming of a consistent quality, I would say that we've done our job. And that has been the case over the 20 years. After-school programming, funding for special needs children and their families. Some of our special programs, of which I was a part of, the fact that books are now readily available in most homes in Broward County because of the Broward Reads campaign, because of our back-to-school distribution. Our back-to-school extravaganza has grown year after year after year. Folks now No, they don't have to stress about providing a filled backpack of school supplies for their children. Sometimes it's not the lofty things that point to success. It's the simple things that we take for granted. And we have been successful in ensuring that most kids who need it are in a safe and nurturing environment. I wish I could say all the kids, but maybe one day that will be the case.
The Children's Services Council of Broward County, through collaborative planning and funding of a continuum of quality care, provides the leadership, advocacy, and resources necessary to enhance the lives of the children of Broward County and empower them to become responsible, productive adults.
I guess my wish is that we are able to keep the county together, that we're able to maintain a focus on all of Broward's children being able to thrive, that we are not driven apart by the stresses around how you identify, whether it be LGBTQ or Black or brown or an immigrant, Hispanic, Jewish, Christian, that all of us must coexist. Broward County is a melting pot, and I want CSC to be able to help our children navigate that melting pot and recognize the value that each of them brings to that soup, that everybody adds something that is of value. And if we can help them recognize that, then we have prepared them for the future. We have prepared the future of our county.